So these two verses are the verses for anger management. Okay, and what is Krishna saying? He is giving us the exact cause for anger. Okay, why do we get angry, and then what happens once we get angry? Okay, these two verses, 62 and 63. तो ध्यायतो विषयान पुंसा संगस्तेषु उपजायते संगात संजायते कामः कामात् क्रोधो विजायते. Okay, so what means this means is that while contemplating on the sense objects, okay, a person develops attachment for them, and from such attachment lust develops, and from lust anger arises. So this is the root cause. The lust is the root cause for anger. Okay, the attachment and lust. So what happens that if we are, say for example, contemplating too much on the sense objects. Now what are sense objects? Sense objects can be anything, like person, place, or thing, or sometimes even animals also, because some people are very fond and very possessive about their pets also. Okay, so a very crude example which I can give in our day-to-day life, maybe say 90% of the youth are facing this situation today. Okay, and what is this? The situation is that, say for example, I like a person. Okay, but due to certain circumstances, I am not able to tell him or her that I like them. Okay, so this is our worst. Like the person approaches, if say I like someone and I approach that person and they reject me. Okay, what happens? So we have seen so many instances, like you must have read in the news also, that a boy approached a girl, the girl rejected him. The boy got so angry that he threw acid on her face. Okay, and then what happens? The girl's life is also completely destroyed, and then the police takes some action against that person. Okay, who did this heinous act, and his life is also ruined. Okay, so this is a very common example that we can see. Or another example which I can cite is, say for example, you are planning a vacation, okay, to certain place, and continuously you are thinking about that. Okay, so that vacation now becomes so that vacation spot now becomes that place becomes a sense object. Okay, in the previous case, that person was a sense object. Okay, the guy was continuously meditating on that girl, that just wanted to. He kept on thinking about that girl and wanted to spend some time with her, or maybe like he had some other plans also with her, but that plan was completely ruined once the girl rejected him. Okay, so similarly there can be same attachment. So he developed certain attachment for that girl, and with that attachment, what happened? The lust came in. Okay, he wanted to enjoy that girl for himself. Okay, and once that lust was not satisfied, it led to anger. Okay, so this is the whole concept. Similarly, if we are, say for example, planning a vacation, okay, so that vacation spot, now that place becomes a point of is acting as a sense object for us. Okay, we keep on contemplating, oh, that place is such a beautiful place, I'll go there with my family, we'll do this, we'll do that. So this kind of meditation is going on, so we are contemplating on that sense object. Okay, what happens once we keep on contemplating? We develop attachment, that okay, I have to go there desperately. Okay, so that means the lust is now arising out of that attachment. Why? Because we want to go there, we want to enjoy. Okay, so, and see, then now what happens? We try to book the air tickets, and say, for example, during on that particular day, your network is running very slow, which actually happens. What happens? We are so agitated, so irritated that we start banging the door. "Arey yaar, ye kya ho raha hai yaar?" Matlab, that kind of situation is there. So that anger comes in, right? And in that mood, like if say some of your family member, maybe some one of your kids say comes to you, okay, asking something, what happens? उस नेटवर्क स्लो नेटवर्क का गुस्सा उस बच्चे में निकल जाता है खाना के साथ, right? And then the whole atmosphere of the family is ruined, okay, for at least few hours, if not for a few days. Okay, so this is what lust does. So this whole, the root cause of this everything is the attachment, and then the subsequent lust that develops for the sense object. Okay, and what is lust? Is it just an attraction between a male and a female, or the opposite gender? No, it's not like that. Okay, anything which you want to, which does not belong to you. Okay, and you want to enjoy it for yourself. Okay, that is called as lust. Okay, and a person who is who has some knowledge about this material world, okay, and the spiritual world, has some knowledge about spirituality, they will know that nothing in this world belongs to us. Okay, everything is Krishna's property. Okay, he has been kind enough to, like, give this material world and, everything in this material world, and he has given us the permission to use them to a certain extent. Okay, what has been set aside as our quota. Okay, so, but once we try to, enjoy it for ourselves, that okay, I say, what happens? I make a house for myself. So all the raw materials for building the house, maybe the bricks, the cement, or whatever, we can think of. Okay, that is all coming from the material nature. Okay, which is Krishna's property. But what do? We build a nice house, and they say, "Ye mera ghar," right? With all the authority, we say, "This is my house, my home." Okay? So that means this is someone else's property. We are trying to enjoy it for ourselves. Okay. So this is called lust, basically. Okay. If we try to, we see some say if we want to buy some, expensive smartphone. Okay. We are running out of budget. We don't have the money. Okay. But we still want it desperately. Okay. So that phone doesn't belong to us, but we want to enjoy that. So that is lust. And this psychology is something which all the product companies, they are, playing upon, to sell their products in the market. Okay, they will come to us with some lucrative offers that okay, if you do not have the money, no problems, you buy it on EMI. Right? So this is how it happens. So that means you meditate on the sense object. Okay, you develop attachment for that sense object. Okay, from that attachment, lust arises, and if the lust is not satisfied, what happens? It gets transformed into anger. Okay, so this is how we get angry. Okay, so now that we know how we get angry, it's easy for us to manage that. Okay, that means, cut that bond right at the beginning itself. Don't be too attached to anything. Okay, we know that. So obviously, anger will not be there. Okay, slowly, it requires some practice, but then slowly but surely it happens. What does next verse say? What are the consequences of anger? Okay, so next verse tells us what are the consequences of anger. Okay, so now that we know that once the lust is not satisfied, anger arises. Krishna says, "Krodhat bhavati sammoha, sammohat smriti vibhrama, smriti bhrancha buddhinasho, buddhinashat pranashyati." Okay, that means from anger, complete delusion arises, and from delusion, bewilderment of memory. And that when memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost, and when intelligence is lost, one falls down again in this material pool. Okay, something very similar to the example that I cited just in the previous verse. Okay, that a boy approaches a girl, likes the girl, girl rejects him. Boy gets so angry because he was very lusty. The lust was not satisfied. He gets angry and he throws acid on the face. That means that once what happens from the from anger, what happens? A delusion arises. Okay, that means that boy was completely deluded in anger, right? From the rejection of that girl, he became so angry that he was completely deluded. Okay, and from that delusion, what happened? Bewilderment of memory happens. Okay, from bewilderment of memory, loss of intelligence, and in that fit of rage, what the guy does is that he throws acid on the face. Okay, and what happens? It's just a moment's action. Okay, like maybe 1 or 2 seconds, we are not able to control our anger. In that fit of rage, we do some actions or perform some activities or say something, and it ruins our life completely. Okay, another example can be that we pick up some argument from with one of our family members. Okay, and then we get so angry, and in that anger we say something, and our relationship is completely ruined for the entire life. Okay, no matter how much we try from our side to to make things back to normal again, but things will never ever be the same again. Okay, so this is what just see how advanced our Vedic literatures are. Such scientific approach it is giving us. To manage our anger. Why does anger arise, and what are the consequences of anger? Okay, so I think that is the reason why we request every one of us to read the Bhagavad Gita every day. Okay, there is no problem which you cannot solve in your material lives by reading the Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so this is what a very nice verse, and these two verses, like if we just keep it to our hearts, basically. Okay, then it will help us a lot in managing our anger. Okay, so the whole point is that we have to stop ourselves right in the beginning. Okay, dhyayato vishyan pumsa. Once we start meditating on the sense object, at that point itself, we have to exercise control and we have to stop it. Just talk to yourself, no, I'm not going in the right direction. This is not the right way. Okay. So, because it's just like, jumping from the cliff. Okay. A person who says jumps off the cliff, and after that, what will happen? The person, everything is lost. Like the person cannot do anything in the midway. Okay. उसके बाद जो करेगा वो ग्रेविटी करेगी, राइट? चांसेस आर दैट द पर्सन विल डाई, और एट मैक्स हाथ पैर तो टूटेंगे ही टूटेंगे, राइट? So the only point where the person can stop himself or herself from jumping off the cliff is just when they are standing on the cliff. Okay, once they jump, nothing can be done after that. Okay, so similarly, once the lust arises, then nothing can be done. Like after that, lust will control us. Okay, and once it is not satisfied, what will happen? We will get angry. Now, a very important question may arise. Someone may ask, Prabhuji, okay, what say you are saying that this lust is the cause. So if the lust is not satisfied, we get angry. So why not just satisfy the lust? Okay. So what will happen in that case? So as I said, that this is how the marketing people, like work on us. Okay, they say that okay, if you don't have money right now to buy, say something, say an expensive smartphone, no worries, you just pay in EMIs. Okay, so you start paying the EMIs. Okay, so what happens when you pay the EMIs? Okay, you simply get addicted to buying some expensive stuffs on EMIs, and on top of that, you ultimately end up paying more money, than what is being quoted as the MRP. Okay, we all know that. So similarly, what happens when you keep on satisfying the lust, greed arises. Okay, that okay, today you will be lusty about something, you go ahead, you satisfy that. Tomorrow you'll be lusty about something else. Then you will try and satisfy that as well. Day after tomorrow you'll be lusty about something else. So this will go on, and ultimately a point will come when your lust will not be satisfied, you will get angry, you will do something stupid in that fit of rage. Okay. So this lust is very dangerous. Whether it is satisfied or it's not satisfied, it doesn't matter. Okay, it simply takes control of the senses, and it will just throw us back in this material pool of existence, and put us back into this cycle of life, death, and rebirth. Okay. So the only point where we can exercise some control is right in the beginning when we start meditating upon the sense object. We need to identify that, okay, this particular person, place, animal, or thing is a sense object, and I have to stop meditating upon that. Just try to exercise some control. Slowly and surely you will be completely detached from any person, place, animal, or thing. Okay, so no question of lust, and then after that, no question of getting angry. Okay. So this is how beautifully Bhagavad Gita explains us the concept of anger management, and we just need to follow this, and we will be really blissful. Okay? So on that note, I would like to end today's session. If there are any questions, any realizations, I will take it now.